In today's video, we're going to review this robot vacuum. Let's get to it. What's up guys, and welcome to TopShelf Media. So today we're taking a look at this robot vacuum, and this is the T7S, and I'll put a link for it on Amazon down in the description. This T7S is a 2-in-1 mopping and vacuuming robot that uses Wi-Fi. It can be controlled with an app or the provided remote, and it has 2,000 pascals of suction. Its recommended uses are on hard floors, low pile carpet, wood floors, and tile. It works with both Google and Amazon assistants and has a runtime of 180 minutes on quiet mode, 120 minutes on standard mode, and 100 minutes on maximum mode. Other than when I was testing mopping mode, I was just going in and selecting smart mode to run my other tests, and that was getting me about 90 minutes of runtime. Now I do want to point out, and we'll look at the app here in a minute, but I wanted to point out that when you change modes, your cleaning time resets, so my 90 minutes might be a little off. Okay, let's take a look at price. At the time of recording this video, you can pick this up on Amazon for $294. So what do you get in the box? First off, we get this piece of paper here, and on the back side are some instructions. We'll get to that here in a second, but next we have the manual and the batteries for the included remote. After that, we have the power cord for the docking station, followed by a little cleaning brush. Then comes the remote, which looks really good, but I doubt I'm going to use it. Finally, it's time to pull out the vacuum, followed by the mop attachment. And lastly, we have the brushes for the underside of the vacuum and the dock for charging. Okay, this is the piece of paper that comes in the box that tells you what app to download. There's other information on here. You're actually supposed to fold this up and keep this. But before we get to the app, I want to discuss, this is the mopping attachment. It looks really good. I think it does a fine job. I'm only concerned with the water reservoir. It's very small. Granted, they probably don't want you just leaving water in here while it's charging or while you're not using it. I get that. But that means I have to fill this up, plug it into the mop, and then tell it to go, which kind of defeats the purpose of a smart vacuum being able to just kind of set it and forget it and let it go. I mean, I guess the plus side is I don't have to do the mopping. All right, let's take a look at build quality. I think this looks really good, and I hope that it would with a nearly $300 price tag, but I think it looks nice. As you can tell, I've used it, so I mean, I have a scratch there. I have just crumbs and stuff from the tests that I was doing, just kind of all over it, you know, kind of stuck in the wheel there, on these wheels here, just kind of stuck on there. So, I mean, it's been used. One time I was running it, one of these popped off, and it just kind of left it behind. It didn't know that it was gone. It got caught on something and just popped it right off. So that's not a huge issue. The dust collector is actually located right in here. So you open that up, pull that out, and you have a filter here, as well as you can open up and dump your dust collector. As you can see, it's really dirty from a test that I did. All in all, I think build quality looks really good. So how well does this vacuum function? Well, first, let's talk about the app. They want you to use the Tuya app, I believe is how it's pronounced. However, in all my time of testing smart home devices, I have found that if it works on the Tuya app, it also works on the SmartLife app. And because I already use the SmartLife app, we're going to test it out there. Now, these apps look exactly the same when you open them up. And to show that it does in fact work on both of them, I will show you right now. Now, as you can see, both of these apps add this device almost the exact same way. The SmartLife one picked it up a little quicker, but other than that, they're exactly the same. The only part I skipped over in this process was entering in my Wi-Fi information. But other than that, it's a pretty quick and easy process. The app is pretty straightforward. There's nothing crazy going on here. You have your 4 mode buttons, an on-off button, and a button to send it back to the dock. You can also set a schedule and change a few more options down here at the bottom. As far as the vacuum itself, it works pretty well. I would have hoped for a little bit better based on the price, but It's not a deal breaker. I read in the instructions that you can expect this vacuum to clean 80+% of your floor. So it's probably not gonna hit every square inch, which is kind of a bummer. You would have thought with a price tag of $300 that it would come with some sort of mapping to know where it's been. I had a couple times where the vacuum got stuck, and I believe it's because of the mop attachment on the back. It doesn't seem to raise and lower, so it got itself into a predicament that it couldn't get out of. All right, I just want to show you guys how to attach the mop attachment real quick. Very simple. You just slide it in here. This side's going to clip in first, so I'm going to clip that in. And then this one just takes just a little bit more pressure. There you go. Just like that, you're ready to go. I will say it does a good job at stopping before it hits a wall. Unlike my Roomba, which seems like it runs into every wall, this does a pretty good job. I also put out some moving boxes just to see how well it would maneuver around them, and it did a pretty good job. I feel like we can't test a vacuum and not see how well it cleans up a mess. So I grabbed a box of Cheez-Its and decided to test it out. And as you can see, it did pretty well. When I opened the dust collector, it was full of Cheez-It crumbs. The only issue I ran into was the app wouldn't let me change the suction type, but that might have been because I had the mop attachment on it still, which was a big mistake. It was covered in crumbs. Also, after I got done doing this test, I just set it into spiral mode in the app just to see if it would pick up the rest of these crumbs, and I think it looks pretty good. Overall, this vacuum works pretty dang good. Now, is it $300 good? I don't know. But if you can find it on sale, it's definitely worth a buy. I picked this up for right around $90. I think I found it on Amazon at one point, which is why I decided to pick it up and try it. For that price, I think it works really well. So if you can find it on sale, it is definitely worth it. Now, are your floors going to be spotless? No. It might miss a few crumbs. It might miss a few spots when it's mopping. But for the most part, it's going to do a pretty good job. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I've put some things on screen for you to go check out. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and I will see you in the next video.